am Orlando Jones, and I just want you to know that the Moana Nui Podcast will be starting soon. Stay tuned, yo.
I'm Veronica Taylor, and from myself and Ash Ketchum, I just want to say, Moana Nui, I choose you!
Welcome, everybody.
Come on
in. We're about to get started.
Come
we are live on Twitch.
In the room. Come on in the room.
You are all at the Being a Blerd panel, and I'm so excited to be on this panel because I have worked with everyone up here. So this is a family reunion for me because everybody up here is so dope. So what we're gonna do? Oh yeah, give it a round of applause for that. I've seen this group grow from just coming in with an ideal and a concept to actually making something that is community, making something that people can get on board with and that we can be entertained by. I am so impressed with everybody up here. So with that being said, I am Barr Foxx. If you don't know, I am the owner of Cosplay Your Way. Y'all were supposed to clap for that. What? Do I have to do a take two? Okay. Okay. So to get started, I am Barr Foxx, the creator of You guys are so sweet. You don't have to do that. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to have everyone introduce themselves, starting with this man here next to me.
Who, me? Okay.
Yes, you.
Baby boys, baby girls, what's going on? It's your boy SKIP.88 here from Blerd. Blerdover. Thank you for tuning in and coming to this panel. This is if y'all don't know, I met Barr Foxx like at my first Dragon Con, and I told him the concept and the idea I wanted to do with Blerdover. So me having a panel at Dragon Con is kind of like a homecoming for it, and all hard work and dedication that me and my team put in. So this is like a very happy moment for me, and that's to see y'all to come out to support me and just to be here at my first panel at Dragon Con. And I really do hope I can have more here because, like I said, this community does not move without y'all. So I really do appreciate y'all.
My name is Gordon Gartrell.
Hey, Gordon.
I'm a very hot and very sweaty Channing Sherman. I'm one of the co-founders of the Geeks of Dragon Con. Yes. Some of you all just came from the photo shoot that we had, so you're as hot and sweaty as I am. I do a lot of work in the digital media space, in addition to trying to promote diversity here at Dragon Con and get more people like you involved, because Black people deserve a space in science fiction and STEM and everything. So that's your boy.
Preach.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Marc Leary. I am a cosplay photographer and content creator on YouTube. I create very fun, interesting interviews and do cosplay photography. I don't know how else to explain that. I also just came from the Black Geek shoot. I'm very exhausted, so forgive me. My voice is a little kind of spread out right now.
We got.
Hello, everyone. I am Danique Cosplay. I'm a cosplayer. I am an event and cosplay photographer. I'm a line producer for The Bob with Karen Ashley, the Yellow Power Ranger, and a executive producer for Moana Nui Podcast and a voice actor. So, hello, everyone.
Awesome. All this talent up here. All this talent.
Hello. And I would like to introduce a couple of people that's a part of the Blerdover team, if I may.
We will allow it.
Okay. First, all the Blerdover, please stand up. Please stand up. Please stand up. Please stand up. We got Steady Jones. We got Blerd Sunday. We got Candy B with the T. We got player number 1, Lonzo Wayne. We got player number 2, Lawrence. And that's the crew.
He came with his own posse, didn't he? We missed one?
Oh, and Esco Norman fly over there. Oh, y'all say happy birthday to him. He just turned 78 years old.
Happy birthday. All right. So this first question, I want to ask this because Skip put something out and I love the story and I hope that he tells it here. I just thought it was so interesting and should be shared. But my first question for the panel is, when did you know you were a blerd or a nerd? And did you initially accept it or did you reject it?
When I
asked the hard questions.
He do.
It's the Black Maury Povich.
Exactly. But that's a good question. When I first found out I was a blerd, it was at a very young age, and my mom actually introduced me into a community that I didn't know that never existed, and that was because she introduced me to this group of awesome brothers, which is called the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Okay, all right. Yeah, ain't no real fans like me though. But but man, after seeing that, after seeing the family concept, how Master Splinter took them in, it just gave me the idea of like, no matter what somebody look like, at the end of the day, we all family, we all look out for one another. And from then on, I just took this step like, okay, I like more of it. And of course, like I talk about it, I also have a documentary out talking about it, but I was bullied for liking the stuff that I like now. I'm pretty sure everybody can relate. We always bully about what we like. But it was to the point where I had some bullies that actually take me and dunk my head in the toilet at school. So yeah. Thank y'all. I wish I was there to help me. But yeah, at that point, I never understood why, but me being different and liking these nerdy things, it's kind of like put a bad taste in my mouth. Kind of like, I had to cosplay to be something that people would like. I was an athlete. I was a popular kid. I was in the band. I was doing things to let people accept me for the cosplay I had on, but not being my real self. And I took it upon myself just to make a group where people of color could come out and be themselves and like what they like, and find other people of color that like the same thing that they like. And this is the concept, and this is why I made Blerdover.
Wow. That is a wonderful story of testimony. But to follow up with that, like, when did you just say, I am who I am, and I'm going to be who I want to be? I know you did Blerdover, but you had to do that before you made Blerdover, right?
Right. And that was at the early age of 18. I just say, you know what, forget it. People going to like me for who I am. And if they don't, hey, I'm going to keep moving at you.
All right. Anyone else have a story of when they came into being and accepted that nerd crown?
I'll take a stab at that. So like Skip, I grew up just being a black nerd, being introduced to Power Rangers at a very early age, and also being bullied. But those bullies were coming from inside the house. The family members, the uncles, the cousins. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? You can't listen to rock. Black people don't listen to rock music. Black people don't watch anime, even though we all watch Dragon Ball Z at the same time, 5 o'clock at Toonami. So yeah, it was that. Like, we would literally watch Dragon Ball Z, and then they would bully me for watching Dragon Ball Z. Like, we all just watch it together. What's going on? All right. But I want to get on to the accepting part of the being a black nerd. For me, that was yesterday. And if you was at the Black Geeks of Dragon Con panel, you would know what I mean. But I personally have been struggling with the acceptance of being a black nerd, because I come from a generation where it was never accepted or expected, or you're not a man if you are into drawing and photography and learning other languages and things like that. So it's been taking like years for me to kind of have it sink in that it's okay. It's finally okay. And I think last night I was like, okay, I'm a black nerd.
Yeah.
Nice.
For myself, I was on my mother's side. I was the first girl to be born. So my older male cousins introduced me to X-Men comics, Spider-Man comics, and then of course playing with He-Man action figures, G.I. Joe action figures with them. And that's when I fell in love with all of that stuff. Kind of similar to Marc. my mother did not understand any of this, and was like, this is not for us, this is this. And so I had to kind of keep it to myself until and then it was hard to find anyone else that like or admit that they like these same things. Not until I got older, and then I got introduced to conventions and seeing us there, and I'm like, oh my gosh, we are here. So it just made me more comfortable in my own skin, even though I got my anime at home. I don't care. I'm going to watch it no matter what. But seeing there's other people that like the same things I do, is that comfort that you have, not your born family, but you make your con family right here, and your con friends that support you and like the same things you do.
Nice, Dana, nice. Love that you said that we are here, because that's a great segue to my next question. For anyone that wants to answer, how important is it for you to have representation in this space?
Like for me, I think it's very important because we have our young kings and queens that's watching. They very observant of what we do as adults, and they are so impressionable of what is being seen and heard on TV, radio, social media. And just to have more representation in this field is so important because we all know how the media portrays us as hoods, thugs, hoodlums, et cetera, but they don't give us the positive light that we all know that we are in this community. But they're seeing Black Panther, Icon, the Blood Syndicate, superheroes that look like us, that has the same past and history like us. It's very inspiring, and that should make like the next comic book creator, the next movie director, and just to give them some encouragement, like if this person's doing this and making people looking like us in comic books and seeing on TV screens, what's stopping me from doing this?
I always like to say Black people are not a monolith. There's no one right way to be a Black person. And I think it's important for Black people, white people, purple people, all of them, to know that not all Black people are rappers, athletes, and gangsters. There's a wide spectrum. And I'm 44. I'm old enough to remember when Blerd wasn't even a term. We was just different. That's what it was. I always tell the story. In middle school, my friends were reading Sports Illustrated, and for those who remember, the East Bay catalog.
Hey,
See, I was reading comic books and popular science. Now, a lot of that was because I don't have a jump shot, so looking at any of it helped me. But no, I think it's important not only for the outside, but for the inside. That's just me.
For me personally, representation in the space is very important. Like Skip said, sometimes if you don't see yourself out there in the things that you want to see, you got to go be that. And I feel like for me, that's kind of what I did. I felt like even in the Black space, there wasn't anyone that was representing me, that looked like me, that acted like me. So I just went out there and did it.
For myself, it's just like in this particular space, just like what Skip said, we have the younger generations that are watching. And I still remember when Barr Foxx finally pushed me into finally doing cosplay after many years of trying to talk me into it. And it was my first time cosplaying. And I'm like, yeah, this may not be for me. But as soon as I came down the elevator, this little 2-year-old girl ran up to me, and her mom was like, she wants a picture with you. And my friend captured the images, and she's just talking to me, and she's excited, and she's hugging me and everything. She don't know me, but because she saw me with short purple hair, basically I was Captain Yodoichi from Bleach, and she just saw a Black woman that looked like her and got excited and came up to me. And that is what representation is, because those little ones see and it's like, I'm excited and they want to be in this space.
Very nice. What's interesting for me is when I entered on the scene, I didn't have all this loveliness. I didn't see all this beauty when I came to the cons. Trust me, it was me and maybe 2 other people of color at the con. And if I had listened to what people were telling me, what I could not do, what I should not do, what I shan't do, I just wouldn't be where I am today. Luckily, I didn't care what they said. I pushed the envelope and I did characters of color because I wanted them to see represented. And for me, the George Perez's, the DC Comics, the Marvel Comics cared and wanted to see something different as well. So I immediately got put on their roster and put on their websites and stuff. And after they gave me the green light, I could care less what people were saying here because they are the ones making the decisions and they were the ones that created the characters and the things that I loved. So I said that to say, keep pushing, push your creativity, use your voice, do your thing, because although it might not appear to be something that is being welcome, somebody is watching that potentially has the ability to open a door.
Exactly.
All right, so my next question, because you said something that I wanted to piggyback off of. Sherman. Not you. Yeah. Yeah, you, sir.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not your OnlyFans, the other side.
That's
Because you know
Wait
you
a
play
minute.
his OnlyFans.
Today
and
is Sunday. We
everybody's
can't do that here.
That's after 10 o'clock. After 10 o'clock.
You said before the term blurred was used, correct?
Correct.
Now, I have recently seen some posts where people of color, don't like the term blurred.
Mhm.
They are kind of associating it with, if you said I was Black Cruella instead of just Cruella. Like they said, I'm a nerd and that's all I am. So I just want to get your take on what do you guys feel about that? Just what's your take on that word being rejected by some, accepted by others? And if you feel like they have a valid point or if you're standing by, hey, blurred and own it proudly.
It goes back to what I said earlier about Black people not being a monolith. And you got to remember, we've had the same debate with Black versus African American.
Yes.
I would basically say, I think one reason why the term blurred came up is because in the nerd culture proper, we were marginalized. We were often overlooked. So in that process of creating our own space, we kind of started blurred. And I think now that it's become more mainstream, you know, people are kind of starting to wonder if we should just all go by nerds. And I don't have a strong preference either way, because again, everybody has a right to feel how they feel in that particular situation. I mean, if you're racist, you're totally wrong. But in terms of whether or not you want to be called a blerd or a nerd, you got, yeah, that's your own pick. I look at that the same way. If somebody's name is Donald, do you want to be called Don, Donnie, or Donald? Take your pick. It's your name. And
True.
yeah, it's not a hill that I feel like people should want to die on. And last time I checked, there is no council of blerds or council of nerds that we can go to for a vote on what our official name should be. Unless, yeah, okay, tomorrow. Okay.
Well, you know, the dictionary takes words every year, so maybe we should petition to have blurred added, and then it would be official.
That'll be good.
You think?
What
You
y'all think about that?
What y'all
All
think?
right, there we go.
Okay.
There we go.
That's something Membo made it one year, so I'm sure blurred can make it.
Right.
Yeah.
But also, like piggyback off, it's like that, like the debate of not Black and African American, because you know, people, like you say, because people don't want to be put in a box. If you say I'm a blerd, you just put in a certain box of nerd. Like you can't go outside the box. It's not saying, you know, we put you in that box. It's saying, you know, you're a person of color that's a nerd. And, you know, we just put, you know how we do, because we always put our style and drip on everything and we make it flourish. And it's just not putting you in the box. You could do anything you want to. It's just we just putting our style, our history, what we've been through, is something that we love as kids, and we still love it now. It's just something we can all relate to one another at this time. Because everybody, do me a favor. Everybody, look to your left and look to your right. You never thought you would be in a place where you see other people, at a con talking about being a Black nerd. So that is amazing in itself. And like I'm saying, either at the end of the day, you're a blerd or a nerd, guess what? I'm still gonna love you. But being a blerd, I love it. I'm proud of it. And hey, we here.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it looks good on a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Too funny. So I have a question that I would like for all of you guys to answer. because I have had a wonderful front row seat to all of your growth individually. I've even helped and talked to some of you to get started. Well, all of you to get started. Some girl called me the Godfather, and I was like, "Oh my God, that is." But she spelled
right
it.
here.
She spelled it GAWD, so I said, "All right, I will accept that." Okay. So my question for all of you is: now that you're rising to new heights and shining brightly more than ever, what are some of the unexpected obstacles you're facing as a rising star in this community? And if you had to start over, would you do it all again? We'll start with you, Dana. We'll put you on the spot first.
Any obstacles? I think one obstacle that a lot of us tend to have is, especially for those that are trying to figure out cosplay, there's a lot of body dysmorphia that is in the community that we think, oh, I can't be this particular cosplay because I'm not tall enough, I'm not skinny enough, I'm not young enough. So initiatives like Cosplay Your Way and things like that is trying to break those stigmas that you can be comfortable cosplay as the character you want. And I didn't start cosplaying until 2019 because I had to get the push to say, get from behind the camera and actually get in front of the camera as a cosplayer. But I think that's a big thing. As far as anything I would change, I just wish there were more ways that we could have connected as a community within these within cons and so much more that it wouldn't be in the last 10 years that we're just finding each other, that we would have connected early and built this rapport much sooner. So I would say that would be the one thing I wish we could have changed, that we weren't keeping to ourselves. We were instead trying to find each other.
Nice. All right, Mark.
How can I put it like this? I'm gonna put it like this. I'm my own worst enemy, and I get in my own way a lot. And every single person up here on this dais has, in one shape, way, form, or fashion, convinced me to stick with it. They have convinced me to stop being so hard on myself. They've convinced me to just put the work out there, regardless of how it is, and just see how people receive it. So I personally look up to everybody that's here on this panel, like from Barr Foxx, Skip and Blerdover, Shannon and Dana. Dana's been a mentor to me my whole, basically this whole time. And of course, other people that I will mention later on. But my biggest issue is getting in my own way. And if you guys were in the panel last night, I realized I was on this level that I didn't realize I was at, and the content and things that I was producing, and I kind of just awakened last night. So I'm just kind of dealing with the emotions of that and just trying not to get in my way and trying to help out the other people that help bring me up. And if I could go back and do anything differently, I would just work a little bit more harder and just stick with it and stop bugging Dana at 3 o'clock in the morning about certain things. Stop hitting Skip up and Jabbar, I'm sure you're tired of me asking for interviews.
No, I'm not. Let's do this. We always keep missing with our schedules, but we are going to carve out time. Unfortunately, the strike is happening right now, so I have a little more time before we get back into TV land and TV world. But let's do it soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I get to go.
You do.
So I'd say right now we've got two big obstacles for the group. One is my personal time. As the group has gotten bigger, there's more work involved in keeping it going. And don't get me wrong, I enjoy doing it. I'm not complaining. But there have been times I've had to say, okay, am I going out and spending some time with my friends, or am I gonna write up some more of these panel ideas? Or when I'm supposed to be at my work, doing my job, I'm, working on panels and going through photos, because thankfully my boss trusts me and knows that I'm a hard worker and they don't need to watch over me. So that's been a big one. Public perception has been good. When I first started Black Geeks of Dragon Con, the feedback that I got was overwhelmingly positive. And then the few negative comments that we got, like, well, isn't that racist? Why don't you include white people? The few comments that we got, other white people slapped them down. In some cases, the admin of the Dragon Con group came in and said, "No, they're just like any other fan group, and they're allowed." So there's definitely been support there that has helped kind of get over those hurdles.
Yes.
And of course, money, because these handouts and swag get expensive sometimes. I'm gonna go after school special moment for just a second.
Go for it.
If I had to do it all over again, knowing what it is now, I would not have done it. And I'm going to tell you why. We don't talk about this much, but several years ago, I was diagnosed with severe to moderate depression. And so in 2015, when my friends and family, none of whom knew, were saying, hey, you ought to just, do your own photo shoot instead of chasing people around. I didn't want to do it, and they kind of kept poking. So then I'm like, okay, I'll just, do the photo shoot. It'll be a one and done thing and just be over with. We had 30 people show up at Hardy Ivy Park. It was fun. Everybody enjoyed themselves. And I truly thought that was the end of it. Like, okay, getting a photo shoot done. If someone had told me then that the photo shoot was going to grow to what it was out there now, or that it was going to grow to me trying to help get people on panels and in leadership positions at Dragon Con, and that it was going to grow to getting stories written about us in the New York Times. 2015 Channing would have said, I can't handle that. I'm not the person for that. So in that regard, I guess it's kind of good that I didn't know. But yeah, if I had known where this was going, I would have run away kicking and screaming. So, yeah.
Well, we are glad that you did not.
Yes.
No.
Right. Yes, mental health is important.
Yes.
Very, very. Oh man, for me, if I could write a book. When Blerdover came to the scene, I had no clue that it would go where it's at now, because it was just a simple idea just to put love, peace, and positivity into the community. That's all I was based off of. And some of my people in the crew can tell you, like, they say, Mike, you are well known. I said, no, I'm not. I'm just a regular person that's a black nerd that love things. And that's what she hits me. But like it can, and then like God work in mysterious ways. My first time at a con with my group Blerdover, out of nowhere, I had somebody say, "Hey, it's you." So I'm looking around like,
what I do?
Oh, it's me? Oh, somebody behind me. No, you. Okay, you, me. Who, you? Yes. I was like, what? Like, ain't you Skip? I was like, yeah, bro. I just want to thank you so much for what you're doing for the community. I love it. I appreciate it. Keep going. Nice. I kind of teared up. But man, and it's just a beautiful journey, and I just can't believe like everybody up here, like from Barr Foxx, Sherman, Marc, it's just been so beautiful because this man right here, I told him my idea, he told me to go for it. Don't let nobody turn you around. Keep doing what you doing. Like if it wasn't for him, there wouldn't be no Blerdover. So I just had to thank him for that for giving that motivation.
That sounds good. I like that.
Now it's time for the negative stuff. Okay.
You said the negative stuff.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but when Blerdover came to the scene, I was under like on a microscope. People was watching and was looking at everything that I do. And if I made one little slip up, oh, here come the cloud chasers. That's because somebody say, oh, well, you shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have said this. Here come another comment. This person above me is right. You shouldn't have done that. So I say, man, what are y'all doing? Everybody who knows me know I'm silly and goofy. I like to make people laugh. It's nothing personal, but you taking it personal. At the end of the day, I'm still gonna show you love from over there. But I'm still gonna show you love, though. I'm still gonna show you love. And the other question was, if I have to do it all over again, you goddamn right, I will do everything exactly how I did before to get to this moment.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, about that.
So I wanted to ask that because you guys are doing such wonderful things with all the stuff that you do, but sometimes people don't know how hard it is and how much you all or we all sacrifice to bring you entertainment. A lot of this is pro bono. A lot of this is out of our own pockets. We take a lot of time from our family. We take a lot of time for our friends. Barely can have relationships sometimes because we're trying to be there for the village and be there for the community. And I wanted to give you your flowers today, right now, in front of everyone to let you know how much I appreciate you all for what you do individually, for me, with me, etc. Love you guys. Now, I want to remind everyone that you can step up to ask questions because we want this to be interactive. So if anyone has questions, walk up there, ask it, and you know what? Take over.
Oh yeah, that's the fun part. If y'all want to say,
Please use the microphone too. Please use the mic.
Y'all having a good time so far? Say yeah. Hold on, let me get a yeah. You always got that one person.
Okay. Hi guys.
Hello.
Hi.
The one thing I learned or taught myself since I've been coming to con is, like you said about cosplay, you do what you want and it doesn't matter, because before I had this whole thing of like, oh my God, I can't cosplay that person because she's a redhead. I can't cosplay that person because she's skinny and all that. So what cosplay did any of you want to do? And like, you kind of had to get to that point where you're like, no, it's okay to be me. Like, what was the cosplay like you just wanted to do and you were like, no.
I can go quick. Mine will be short and quick. The first time I did a gender bend as Raven, I always wanted to do Raven. And at the time, because it was not that many people of color there, I was, again, yet going to push the envelope by doing something that wasn't expected or common. So when I wanted to do Raven, I was like, what am I going to do? It's a female character. I haven't seen anybody do that before. But I said, forget it. So I went to my designer and I said, let's make it as masculine as we could. And the irony of it is, I don't know what her interpretation of masculine was, but both slits go up the side. My thighs are out. I had some knee boots on. I was like, you know what? I'm here. Whatever. Let's just do it. And it's one of my favorite photos that I have.
Ooh, for me, I think I'm gonna get counsel off of this answer, but here we go. Everybody seen Dragon Ball Z, right? Yeah. Okay, it took me so many years to do this cosplay, but I just felt the confidence to do it. I was Lord Frieza. Yeah. Think about that for a minute. Yeah. And before you ask, I had that question. Can you please call me that word? I was like, are you sure? Let's say yes, please. And on the count of three, I want everybody to say the word. 1, 2, 3. Monkey. And I'm done.
Dana, you were going to answer?
I don't.
You can.
Okay.
You're Dana too.
Yeah, I'm Dana too. Hey, if I had half of Dana's talent, I'd be happy. So mine has not happened yet. I started doing cosplays because I thought it would help me approach people to take pictures of their cosplay. I figured it would help me seem less creepy. The jury's out on how successful that was. I'm gonna be real. You've seen the Spartans, the 300 guys. Mm-hmm. I want to do that one year, but the way my abs are set up, I'm not quite there yet. But I promise y'all, if I wake up fine one day, I'm gonna be a Spartan on one day, and the day after that, I'm gonna be gray sweatpants, Black Panther.
All right.
Okay. All right. I'm telling you. Right now.
Hey.
Right now.
Wakanda forever.
Right now. Right. Yeah, but yeah, those are my two.
Okay. For myself, after talking with Barr Foxx and everything, and he was like, one thing he told me, he was like, to take that first leap as for my first cosplay, I wanted to be something that I really wanted to do. And he was like, what character you really connect with? And I was like, Captain Yodoichi. She was badass. She was, even after she retired from being a captain, people still know she was like the boogeyman to the bad guys. Her name was known, and exactly. And she was just chilling on Earth like, yeah, I'm a cat right now. But I was like, I want to do that. So they was like, do it. So then I reached out to Dean's List. I was like, hey, I have this, I want to do this concept of her, because most people do her version with the long hair. I was like, I want the short hair Yoruichi when she is in training. So he went ahead and made my cosplay, and I debuted it in 2019. And that was one of those that, hey, that empowerment, like Wonder Woman. It's just like, hey, this is the character I am inspired by. So get that inspiration, whatever character you really connect and you really enjoy and you love, make that your cosplay.
Absolutely. Okay, the next question.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
I was curious if you had any advice or suggestions or resources on how to find minorities that are into certain niches, like nerdy stuff or like odd things.
Who wants to take that? I mean, here in Atlanta, I don't know where you're from, it's amazing. It's an amazing community. I mean, you can go to Battle and Brew or other places and find people, or come to one of our shoots. But for the rest of you guys, is there any advice beyond Facebook pages, Discord, Instagram? I mean, I think Discord is great. Facebook pages are good. Shannon, you use Facebook a lot.
Yeah, definitely use Facebook a lot. Locally, there are smaller groups, like meetups, meetup and things. I would actually start there. I mean, Black Geeks of Dragon Con just started as a Facebook post that I think maybe like 30 or 40 people saw. And then next thing you know, it went up. Again, I mentioned how Blerds weren't always a thing. Part of that reason is because we were nowhere near as connected back then as we are now.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. You can definitely go to your local comic book shop, go to your local computer store, go to your local video game store. You see somebody shopping there who looks like you, start up a conversation. The worst they're gonna say is, "No, I'm good." Just go to nerdy places if you want to find nerdy people. This is the best way to say it.
And like I said, Discord would be great. Just go in there and look up, put in, type in the subject you want, and somebody has a group. I assure you.
Yes. I want to add on to that, if you don't mind.
Yes. Go.
If you can't find what you're looking for out there on the internet and just in person, create it yourself and go find the people to be in the group with you.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
And definitely take advantage of being here at this convention. There's so many meetups. Like we just had the Black Geeks of Dragon Con photo shoot. That is a perfect time to connect with other people that are just like you and just start that conversation.
This is not a question, but this is a statement. I've been coming to Dragon Con since 2012, and this is the first time I've actually been involved with our Black Geek or Black Blerds, and dressing up in, like it was last night, I would never have anybody ask me to come and take a picture. Now I see that this community is growing. I'm very proud to be part of it, and hopefully I can join one of the groups and learn more on my craft.
You can join all the groups. What are you talking about? One. All of them.
Come through. Come on.
All right. Hey y'all.
All right.
Okay.
You came in hot, right?
Right.
You got a serious question.
Y'all, is this okay? So I have like a two-part question. So to y'all and probably everybody, has anyone noticed that like nerdy Black mainstream media tends to be really under advertised? Like DC gave us Vixen, we didn't know it existed till it got canceled. We had John Boyega's character didn't even get to become a Jedi. We saw oh my God, there's Batgirl, fully done movie, didn't get made. So it seems to me to be like a common trend that Black nerdy media gets under advertised, then gets canceled. Do you think there's any kind of call to action that we can do to kind of offset the advertisement that the corporations are not giving Black nerdy characters?
Absolutely. This is my field. So yes, when I tell you, people don't understand the power of the pen. And I had this conversation on a panel before. You have to watch the stuff. You have to write in when it is not coming back. You have to be loud. Unfortunately, and this is my opinion, so don't beat me up. You know what I'm gonna say? Girl, say it. Go on and say it. Go ahead and say it. But what?
There it is.
and complaining and taking it down. Oh, that's not good. Oh, and we the main one. So as a person, I work in television and film. I put something out. It is for people of color. People of color are talking about it negatively. Why in the hell would I push it? Why?
Because to pick up on, because we are our own worst enemies.
Yes.
And because everything that we do, we say we want to see this, we want to have this. But how many of us gonna come out there, support that indie comic, support that indie movie? We say we walk by their table, smile, oh, this is good. Then we go to the next table and get their stuff instead of our own, instead of the one who made it. So we have to look at ourselves and say, well, I'm gonna make a difference. I'm going to support one local Black business a day, and that could do a lot. But it has to start with us.
Because if you think of Batwoman, a white woman pushed that. She got it on the map. She was like, no way, I want a Black actress. You think of Girlfriends, Kelsey Grammer pushed that. You know, we have to dive in, and we have to be present, and we have to speak up, and we have to speak out. I think Black Panther was one of the first, or not the first, I shouldn't say first, but one of the major times that my industry said, oh, we need to listen and do something. Because, you know, they didn't put out any toys and stuff for the first movie. They could care less. They was like, whatever, because they didn't think so. But when it happened, then they're on it. So the second one, they were on top of the merchandising. So it's true. Yes, it happens. Should they take a chance? Yes. Should we show them that we are here and that they better continue to do it? Absolutely. I hope we answered your questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was it a good answer?
Yes.
Okay. You're welcome.
How you doing?
Hey.
All right, what about G?
I'm a member of the Knights of Wakanda.
Okay.
Hey.
All right. We've been coming here 3 years. It's our third year coming here. This is more so for Channing. This is more so of a thank you. You know, your group inspired us to come. This is our third year coming. Our second year, actually yesterday, we won for the second time. Won the congressional tournament. You inspired us to come. We want to thank you. If people don't know, Knights of Wakanda are a group of Black Knights, real Black armored combat knights from around the country. We come here once every year. This is the only time where we have to fight together. We want to thank Channing because you show us a lot of love and support. And we much appreciate that. And one day we'll get you an armor that you fight us too.
Hey,
Nice.
hey, I'm wiry. I can do this. No, but actually, Knights of Wakanda, that is a perfect example of Blacks not being a monolith. You got a bunch of Black dudes who are putting on armor and going and fighting with real swords. And not only that, they're killing it. I've been trying to get to a couple, but the schedule is always hard. But I look, these guys are killing it when they come here. Team battles. And plus, I just want them on my side in case something else goes wrong. Like, oh, you got armor and swords? Let's do this. So, no, man, for real. Always happy to share people's stories.
Nice.
And for your next whipping, this is advice you could do. I'm from Alabama. For your next whipping, use a chair. Yeah.
Just real quick, real simple. Who's your favorite Black character in media? I have my like trans Tia Dalma today. And Tia Dalma was like kind of a deep pull for me. But like, who's your favorite Black characters in media?
That's a great question. I'll go. Mine is quick. Vixen. I've always loved Vixen. Underrated for me. So happy to see her get some shine through Arrow and with the cartoon. But Vixen was one of the first characters created of a Black superheroine back in the day. She might have been the first. Was she the first? I know he does his trivia, so I'm giving him some trivia now.
Why would you do that?
Was Vixen the first, or who was the first?
I think Vixen was the first.
She was the first. No, Bumblebee. Sorry, Bumblebee was the first.
No, then came Vixen.
Then Vixen.
Yeah.
But so that's my answer.
Okay. I think mine would be, it's kind of out the box, but this show, the Boondocks. Y'all seen the Boondocks, right? Yeah. Mine is would be Grandpa. So I'm pretty sure everybody in here got a grandpa that's act like that, right? So yeah, and R.I.P. to John Witherspoon, great character, and I just love it because that was like, I think for me that was like the first Black cartoon that actually pushed the limit, and it was still on the air, but it told great stories, but it actually related to the real world stuff that was going on, and that's what we needed. So Grandpa from Boondocks.
So my answer will surprise, but also not surprise people. Piccolo. We all know Piccolo. We all know he's black. We all know he's black. Yes. He was black. He was an amazing stepfather. He had hands. Now, while I hate what they did to him in the later seasons, Piccolo. Now, if you want me to go something a little bit more traditional, there's a character in DC named Mr. Terrific. They've only used him right, in my opinion, once. But I mean, he's third smartest man in the world. Just you need tech, he just invents it right away. But he's more than that. He will go out. He knows karate. He will defend himself. Don't go off the version that was on the Arrow show. There's a different version in comics. And one of my favorite panels, there's one where his tech wasn't working, but he was surrounded by some Klan members. And it was probably an homage to that time when Black Panther beat up some Klan members. Not only did Mr. Terrific beat the tar off of them, he enjoyed it, and he was expressing that joy. like he did they wrote in everything except I'm gonna savor every moment of this whipping. So yeah, Mr. Terrific.
I'm gonna cheat a little bit. I got two. The first one's kind of obvious. Everyone should know. It's Storm or Monroe. For me personally, why she's one of my favorites is just something about seeing strong Black women who are powerful, who don't take no sugar honey iced tea, who don't, they just seeing that is just so amazing. But I know you said fictional, but I'm gonna add a real person to this, and that is Miss Karen Ashley from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Just everything that she has done with Ranger stuff outside of the space of Power Rangers and things like that, seeing her grow every year and her convention grow, that has motivated me. So she's like a real life hero for me.
For myself, basically when I got into geekdom, of course, Storm, because I got introduced to X-Men, but later on, a favorite of mine ended up being Moon Girl. She's this young Black girl, intelligent. She's making portals. She has freaking Tony Stark and everybody coming to her. She's not coming to them. They're coming to her. And she's blowing their minds and they want to work with her. Yep. So she is one that people are sleeping on. I'm so glad they finally got a TV series for her on Disney Plus.
Yeah. And let's not forget, Marvel executives confirmed that she is the smartest person in the 616 universe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yes. Yeah. So Reed Richards, Doom, they bow down to her.
Exactly.
All right, we are actually getting close to running out of time, but not out of time yet. So I just want to remind us, let's just do shorter answers because we want to get through all the questions. Oh, 15 minutes. Okay. Right. Well, then I lied. Okay, so your question.
How's it going? This is my first con.
Okay.
My little sister finally convinced me to come through.
All right.
Hey, little sister. And our intention was actually to come through and cosplay OG Team Rocket.
Oh, nice. Okay.
But things fell through on getting the costumes designed. And so what I wanted to know is advice on finding a good designer.
A good designer?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Well, one is in the room.
Yes,
right there. And his name is Walter Dean of Dean's List.
Yes.
And he has done the Dora Milaje for Marvel.
Yes.
Yeah. And he does stuff with Marvel Becoming, and many people at the con are wearing Dean's List creations.
Yes.
So that's just one off the top of my head.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think it also depends what you want. Do you want something where it's more fabric, so you just need some sewing, or you're gonna need some fabrication done because that's a whole different skill set.
Right.
I mean, there's some people they include chainmail in their thing, so you might have to do some welding or something. I know in our Facebook group we've done posts just kind of saying, "Hey, where's our cosplay builders at?"
Yes.
Put your names up there.
I just wanted to say one of the great things about community is that we have so many resources. Like if you speak to anybody in this community, if we can't do certain things ourselves, there's so much talent within this community.
Yeah.
I work with fabrics mostly, but I have so many talented friends who work with armor, anything that you need, any knowledge that you need, any work that you need to be done. There's someone in this community that can do that. someone who can answer questions.
Mhm.
So you were in the right place.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make
Yeah.
it easy for you. Cosplay Your Way. This is one of the things we do. We are liaisons to people that do what they do and do it right. They're vetted by us, and we've either worked with them or we've seen their work. So reach out to us because we know a lot of people. I've been doing this since 19. Well, no, 19. Am I lying? 19. No, 2006. Lord, I was about to make myself older. Lord Jesus. Okay, so 2006.
Okay,
I was
Dr.
born
Who.
in 1999. All right, next question.
Oh shit. Everybody, this is content creator of Dream Tales. Everybody, so him and his brother. Uh-oh.
What you mean?
Go ahead.
So I do have a question. When you guys go to the different cons and everywhere, how do you figure out where the black panels are, and what are your favorite black panels? Like, what are the processes you go through for?
Well, hopefully they will have a program that you can use or some app. Unfortunately, until recently, there were not a lot of black panels. I mean, of course, you can go to the places that center around providing content for PLC, like BlerdCon and I think Urban DreamCon and different things like that.
HBCUCon is supposed to be coming back.
Yeah,
HBCUCon,
but honestly, we didn't have diversity track until maybe 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's really just starting to now become a thing, which is I'm going to piggyback on what Mark said. So create it. You know, if it's a con in your area, you pitch that you want to put some content on there for people of color because it's needed. If it's missing and you can't find it, it's needed.
Mhm. And there's nothing wrong with being a facilitator.
Exactly.
When I try to put panels sometime, I know nothing about cosplay making and cosplay building. And Jabal, I'll tell you, whenever I see something about that, I email him, and I'm sometimes emailing him, hey, there's a panel about such and such. You guys think you might want to be on it? So even if I can't get on it, I'm going to try to help other black people get on. And it should be the same way with you. If you know some builders, or if you know some scientists, or you know some movie reviewers, recommend them to these conventions and start your own black panels.
Because I know you do panels here, but like you said, it takes us a month because I'm pretty sure people don't know that this panel's going on right now. But when we make these black panels, we as a community got to push it out. It's like, hey, you coming to this panel or share it? Like it's nothing. It don't take nothing for a share or a like or a buzz to somebody or what's going on at that convention.
Yeah, I know for us, me and Jonathan and
hey, other twin, stand up real quick. There we go.
You know, we're just now getting. We're just now, you know, we've been making the panel rounds at the cons here for years now. It's been so long, I can't even remember. But you know, we can easily get into here and MomoCon. AWA always rejects us. Like we're doing our first AWA panel this year, if it's still a AWA in existence by that time. But you know,
it's just
like
relocating.
Yeah. It's just I wonder how you guys get those panels in and you know make people aware of those.
Yeah, I mean, we could talk about it probably more offline. I've been lucky enough, and I have a big mouth, and I kick doors down, so I get in spaces.
Yeah, and we have fans, and the fans they yell at these people at AWA, "Hey, put these guys on," and they never do it.
I play on a higher field, so let's just talk. I talk to people on a higher level sometimes.
What are your favorite panels that you guys have
been on?
Seen?
I like trivia panels or anything that gets the crowd engaged in a lot of the Family Feud, or I guess we can call it Family Feud, stuff like that where you're competing and laughing and saying stuff. Those are my favorite types.
Okay. Yeah, same with me. I like interactive. I like to engage the people in the room and just to have a good time. So mine would be interactive.
Yeah. Anything interactive, and I'll be the one to say it. I like a lot of the Dragon Con After Dark content. I'm man enough to admit it. I wish they'd bring more of it back, but yeah, I like to be entertained here, So yeah.
All right.
Every time I close.
Well, let's get these next two questions in. Thank you very much. Are we gonna move fast so we can get these two questions in?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
All right, how you doing? I'm a school resource officer, so I'm in the high school every day, and I see these kids with their anime shirts on, their video game shirts on, and I'm going to have any suggestions to bridging the gap. I'm gonna call it like the closet Blerds, because I'll ask them about it, and they'll want to talk to me about it. I say, hey, you ever go to one of the events? Oh, no, I don't do that. I'm an assistant coach on our esports team. I know I got kids that spend hours on the game, but I say, hey, why don't you come out for the esports team? Oh, no, I ain't a nerd like that. But drawing the game for 8 hours a day, during the summer. Any suggestions for kind of helping to bridge that gap and trying to get them, to see, hey, it's okay to be that.
Let's get them in contact. Like, you got very famous streamers here. You got RDC, you got Blerds. Let them see what they do, and I'm pretty sure they follow them as well. Because everybody in here follow RDC and Blerds. See, if you get it to them, and people like us, have them show them our content, and be like, wait, they do this, and they do that, and they still, operate in a weird world. It's like, yeah, and that also talk to them more, and like say, come talk to me about anything.
They all know. I got an open door in my office. Yeah. They can come in. We talk about anything. I got my posters up on the wall. I got my Marvel posters, my anime posters up on my wall in my office.
Keep doing it.
They know I am.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a shameless plug. Have them watch the Cosplay Your Way in color documentary. It is definitely a way for people to see that they have like-minded individuals that are making a change and regular people doing things.
I don't think it's about making a change. It's like they have a mentality that's still a nerd.
Yeah, it's shame. It's shame to it.
They don't want to be
right.
They don't want to.
Affect
their cool.
Show them other people doing it.
Other people doing it that are cool.
I think it's a little bit more than that. I think they got to see that their own age and just like them doing that. So I think you have to have that advocate that is in the school that is in the same grade, or another teenager that is like, yeah, I do it. It's fun. I go to Dragon Con, and it will be that bridge, because right now you're just an adult saying, and it's just like, yeah, whatever.
True. Yeah.
One kid here and show him exactly what's going on. See these people, talk to these people, and show them. I bet you one kid will tell another kid, and it'll go like a ripple effect.
Nice.
Yeah. Exactly.
There you go. Okay. Well, thank you so much. All right, this is our last question from Mr. Titus. Make it good, sir. You closing down the show.
So I know we've all probably experienced this. You just brought up a good point. You say you've been doing it since 2006. So back when I first started, people were hiding like information that you needed on materials that you needed and stuff that you want to buy. How did you guys basically find like materials before it was shared on YouTube and everything else? Like, how did you find like what to do, get started on cosplay and just being out there?
Oh my God, the house has all kind of stuff, especially if your mama and grandmama and them got stuff. I mean, we got table mats that was made out of wonderful foam materials and plastic that you can repurpose. Some of the things from yesteryear in that house where grandmama and them live is perfect for so many costumes. And if you are a creative spirit that can repurpose things, that's what you did, because that's what I did. I had no idea we could go out and purchase this stuff. I looked around the house, what y'all throwing away? Oh, okay, I'll use that. And I tried to make something out of it, and it worked wonderfully and still does to this day. Please utilize stuff in the house, especially if you know a hoarder. Go over there and just get all that stuff. Get all that stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Rep stores. All right, guys. Unfortunately, we had so much fun, and it's coming to an end.
Wait, before we leave.
Hold on.
Don't leave.
Blerdover, we always do something big after every panel, so stay tuned.
Okay, so stay tuned. All right, well, first, before we let them give their salutations and tell you where you can find each and every one of them, I'm going to try to read this. without Mike's sunglasses on. The Dragon Con charity partner for 2023 is Cure. Cure is dedicated to conquering childhood cancer through funding targeted research while supporting patients in their families. Use the QR codes to donate. Dragon Con matches up to $125,000. And last year, I think we made the goal, right, of 100,000. So we're going to go for 125,000.
We practice what we preach. So
practice what we preach.
We'll get it started.
Our track sponsor for 2023 is The Cat. Am I saying that correctly? All right, it's The Cat. For over 22 years, they've been empowering lives through disaster relief, food distribution, orphan care, and more. Their top-notch ratings from Charity Navigator and BBB with, wow, what does it say? While Giving Alliance means you can contribute. So go to thecat.org if you want to do that. I butchered that, but I think you guys got the message. All right, so we are about to say goodbye to this wonderful crowd. I want you guys to announce who you are, where they can find you. And one thing I want to say too about this crowd, I love that each and every one of you are not greedy. When Shannon says he reaches out and says, hey, this might be something for you, this might be something for you, he does it. When the Grammys reached out to me and said, I like this picture, is it yours? I said, no, but I know whose it is. Yep. And I'm connecting you to Shannon because I want this picture to be on the Grammys. And so we got your picture on the Grammys.
Yes, and I appreciate that.
Am I saying the right, Grammy or Emmys? Emmys, was it Emmys? We got his picture on the Emmys. And because we are not greedy people and because I love them so much, I could have easily just been like, okay, whatever. It's not me. Who cares? But that's not how I play my game. I'm like, I'm going to connect you. But anyway, I'll shut up. Starting with Dana. Where can they find you? Where can they show you love?
You can find me on all social media at Danique Cosplay right here. DANIQUE Cosplay. You can find me on all social media platforms.
I'm Mark. You can find me at Blerdography. It's up here on the thing. I am on all social media platforms as well: YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and just everywhere.
You can find me online at Channing Sherman on most, just first name, last name. You can find my group. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and all the other ones as DC Black Geeks. So think Dragon Con's Black Geeks. Or just go on Facebook and search for Black Geeks of Dragon Con.
And you can find me on anything. You type in Blerdover, Instagram, Facebook. Even if you listen to podcasts, we also have a podcast. We're on all the podcasts, every social media. Type in Blerdover, and you'll find us.
All right, look for me at Barr Foxx. That's with 2 R's and 2 X's. Or you can find me under Cosplay Your Way. And thank you guys. But he wants to do something special. We will be out of here. And
so what we're going to do, we're going to close it out right. So when I say WTW, I want everybody to say UNITY. I'm going to say, what does that spell? Y'all going to say unity, and we're going to end it right. Y'all ready? All right, let's everybody stand up. Let's go here. Let's make it big. Woohoo! Baby boys, baby girls, what's going on with your boy SKIP.88 here at Dragon Con 2023 with this lovely crowd. Thank y'all for coming out, and my lovely panelists, our moderator, everybody on this side, and at this time, WTW, what's the word? Say it with me, UNITY. And what does that spell? Unity. And we out.
So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will.
If this the land of the free, it was a freedom then. When they annexed Hawaii and called it Cedar Lands, without any type of payment and no signing off. Called themselves the Republic in 1894. 1.2 million acres overtaken from the native Hawaiians. When they resisted, the West retaliated in violence and erasure. The Hawaiian language is banned as part of colonialism's plan to expand, yeah.
Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Multiple bombings of Kaho'olawe. As a part of their ongoing war with Asia, used it as a place for target practice.
No consent or compensation. Colonizers call for annexation. No work out for all the locals. School will never let you know. So many stories left to tell. Even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell. Even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. We will.
So if you put Hawaii in a perspective, well, Black and Asian history is interconnected. Considering the fight with the Pacific, then of course versus Asia, they was treated as a middleman for war, but didn't let the Western colorism run its course, cause dark skin was a sign of dignity to core. The land was taken in the name of capitalism, when prior to it was an actual kingdom. Clap back at the system.
Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Multiple bombings of Kaho'olawe. As a part of their ongoing war with Asia, used it as a place for target practice. No consent or compensation. Colonizers call for annexation. No work out for all the locals. School will never let you know. So many stories left to tell. Even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell. Even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. So many stories left to tell. Even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell. Even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will.